3, 2, 1. This is Jason with Napier Photography, and I'm back at you with part 2 of my Sony A9 video. Sorry that it took a while to get back to you guys, but I've had a really crazy schedule, and I just really haven't had time to do a lot of the videos that I really wanted to do. So I'm actually going to go back and try to figure out what all I need to do. I've got a lot of photo shoots that I've done. I got a lot of video that I got to put out, but I really wanted to get back to the Sony A9. I've had it for about a month now, and I really feel like I can talk to you more about it than I did before. I'm very familiar with the Sony cameras. Like I said before, I have the Sony A6000, the Sony A7 II. I've got tons of lenses, so I have a lot of knowledge about the mirrorless system. But the Sony A9, I really wanted to give it its just due because I wanted to take my time and really tell you guys what I thought about it. So I'm a huge fan of Sony mirrorless. I've mentioned that before, but this Sony A9 is the flagship sports camera for the Sony mirrorless system. And let me tell you something, I said it before, there's just not a camera like this on the market. It's pricey, but it's well worth it. I don't regret my purchase whatsoever. I don't get paid by Sony, like I said before in my other video, to tell you anything, and I'm just an average professional photographer who's going to tell you exactly what I think. I'm not going to lie to you. If something's not good, I'm not going to tell you it's good. But if it's good, I'm dang sure going to tell you if it's good. And this Sony A9 system is amazing. I've gotten an opportunity to shoot in all types of situations. Hot, cold, late at night, early in the morning, good light, bad light, off-camera flash, on-camera flash. I mean, I've done a little bit of everything. And I can honestly tell you that this bad boy, I have no regrets purchasing this, and like I say, it wasn't a cheap purchase. So if you're looking for a cheap startup camera, this is not the camera for you. This is $4,600 easy, and with the total setup, the things you want, you're going to be in this pretty deep. So if you're a starting out photographer, I probably wouldn't recommend the Sony A9, even though it's phenomenal. I would start out smaller, and I can't recommend you enough the Sony A6000. I tell everybody, and I think I may have said it in my other video, that the Sony A6000 is probably, to me, the best camera for this Christmas. If you want to buy something special for a photographer, and whether they're professional or not, the Sony A6000 is a professional camera. I mean, make no bones about it. That might be one of the cheaper of the line of cameras, but I shoot professional things with the Sony A6000. I have no problems presenting it to a client, and the quality that comes out of that is amazing. And I would recommend this to anybody starting out. It's not that huge of an investment. If you're going to invest, get something good. If I can tell you guys any advice for photographers, do not buy cheap glass. Do not buy cheap equipment. If you can't afford the nicer things, save. Wait. So, alright, so part 2 of the Sony A9. So, I shot the Tennessee Georgia game with the 100-400 lens. An amazing lens. And Sony just announced probably less than a couple of weeks ago that they're coming up with a 400mm 2.8.
What? Are you kidding me?
A 400mm 2.8? That's going to hurt the pockets. But I promise you, I'm going to find every which way in the world that I can to buy it. So I shot the Sony A9 with the 100-400 lens, if you saw the video, and it was absolutely on total beast mode all game. I didn't miss a shot. If I missed it, it's because I screwed up. It wasn't because the camera screwed up. This camera doesn't make the mistakes that I found that I made before. I would tell you guys that starting out, the toughest thing and I'll be doing videos on autofocus and moving to manual, because that's one big thing I can give you advice on, moving to manual. But I don't make the mistakes that I used to make when I shot with other camera systems, because the Sony mirrorless system makes it so much easier to maneuver through those first stages of learning photography and learning, exposure, triangles, and all of that stuff. So I would recommend a mirrorless system to anybody starting out, a budding photographer. You're not going to miss on a Sony system. I'm not anti-Nikon, anti-Canon. I shot both of those systems and left Nikon to go to Sony because you know, not only does it take great photos, but it takes great video. I mean, all of them do. They all do. I mean, the Sony A6000, most of the videos you've been seeing were recorded with the A6000. Now today, I'm shooting with the A7 II video because I wanted to plug in my Rode mic and I wanted to use that. But I mean, I'm very confident in saying that I could shoot everything video-wise with my A6000 and I wouldn't have any issues with it because it's beautiful. It does a great job. I mean, very little noise issues that I see, and we'll talk more about noise. And you know, if you get into the whole thing, I'm hopefully through some of the tutorials and things I can show you guys the ins and outs of how to get better photographs from things. But let's go back to this Sony A9. Okay, on this A9 you have switches that you can quickly maneuver through that were in the menu settings before with the A7 II. Like if I want to go to autofocus continuous or autofocus single, it's on the dial now. Also, if I want to do you know, single shots, or I want to do high speed, medium, or low speed, those are all on the dial. Okay, not only that, but over here you have your dials for, you know, shutter priority, aperture priority, okay, program mode, manual. You have custom settings 1, 2, and 3 where you can adjust the camera however you want it, and whenever you're in a situation that you know you're in often, whether it's a wedding or whatever, you can adjust those. But the really cool thing that I love about this is the fact that I'm able to put this in slow-mo. Okay, this little dial right, let's see if I can put it right in there. See, it's right there, my finger's right on it. You can turn this dial, depress this button and switch it to slow-mo, and basically when you video, this is how you get that really smooth, buttery, slow-mo video that you can, you know, you can take your video into, you know, Final Cut Pro or other video editing softwares, and you can, you know, make it slow motion, but this is already done for you. Okay, so, but what I love about it, it's a quick select. So I'm basically, I just twist it real quick. I can be shooting stills or sports, and then I know that, you know, hey, we're getting close to, you know, down to the end zone. I'm going to get a great shot. I'm like, okay, this would be really cool on video. So I can turn this to slow motion and basically hit record, and I'm in there like swimwear. Okay, and the cool thing now is that with the Sony A7 II and the A6000, they had a record button that was right here on the side. They did away with that, and now it's right there. If you can see it, everything's reversed, but it's right there. So it's really cool because it's right there where I do back button focus. Now that's the only thing, is if you do a lot of back button focusing, and I'll talk more about that later, but sometimes I've hit the record before instead of doing back button focus. And what that basically, just a quick of what that is instead of using your shutter to lock on and then take your photos, which I mean I prefer that most of the time, but a lot of times I want to do back button focus, and then when I press the shutter, I don't have to do that. It's already there. It doesn't have to refocus by hitting pressing the shutter button. So that's one of the cool things. The A9 has got, I mean, the screen is much more, you know, it definitely has different angles than the other cameras had. You know, you can get it at a downward angle. If you, like, a lot of times when the football players are doing a prayer or they're doing like a break or some type of huddle, you know, you can hold your camera up, you know, and you get this angle. You can see everything just in the viewfinder in the back. Okay, the monitor. Okay, it pretty much will flex anyway. Or if you want to get, you know, if you don't want to have to bend down all the way, you can flex this out and you can see down. I use that a lot for like when I want to get low angle video and things like that. But there's just so many things to love about this. If you're wondering about this big lens that I've gone on here, it's actually a pretty hefty lens. It's the 24-70 G Master, and I'll be honest with you, if I were to recommend to you someone who's shooting portraits, someone who's shooting some sports, you know, things like that, weddings, guys, this 24-70 is probably the most versatile lens that you can purchase. Now, it's not cheap. This thing's about $2,500. You probably can get it a little bit cheaper now. I bought it when it was brand new, first came out. But this lens doesn't come off of one of my cameras usually. Like right now, I'm on the 18-105 on my A7 II, And I used that thing forever, and it's still a ridiculously good lens, and I'm probably going to just use it for video now. But I don't take this off very often. I mean, I at least have it on one of my cameras. If I have a 70-200 on a lens, and I definitely have this one on my hip, so I can just basically hip shoot, pull up, and get some quick shots. It's a 2.8 lens, so it's really fast. It performs amazingly well in low light. But like I said, this Sony A9 is the absolute best camera I've ever shot, and I said it in part 1, and I know I said it was coming out with part 2. I'm going to reiterate. This thing, it smells good, it tastes good. I'm kidding, I haven't eaten it, but I mean, this thing's yummy. I mean, my pictures I did at Sweetwater, I wanted to do a little thumbnail that said this A9 was sweet, and but it is. I mean, there's just everything you love about photography, you're going to fall in love even more with the Sony A9 system. I mean, mirrorless is where it's going to, people. You either get on board or you're going to miss the boat. Get on quickly. I mean, the Sony is coming out with new stuff every week, week after week after week. I mean, just after the Sony A9, just about, what, 2 weeks ago, the Sony A7R III. What? The Sony A7R III, which is $3,200 as opposed to $4,500, and I mean, I kind of couldn't wait. I had to get the A9 because this is ridiculous, but I may actually get the Sony A7R III as well, but it's massive files, humongous files, so, you know, for portrait photography, it's amazing, but let me tell you, in my experience with shooting the A7R II and bringing the files into Lightroom or into any whatever software you use, the files are massive. And unless you've got a computer that can handle that, it's going to be a little bit tough on you. But anyway, I love the Sony A9. It's my favorite camera that I've ever used. I'm in love with it. I can't wait to shoot it more. I'm going to share more and more videos with you guys. But I mean, this thing's just delicious. And I'll talk a little bit more about the gear just real quick. This is Peak Design. Okay, this is their slide strap. It's made from seatbelt material. It's got little locks right here. You can slide and adjust it on the fly. These little lock-in pins here. Okay, you've probably seen these on a lot of cameras. You see them hanging off. They look kind of cool, nifty. It's not a little medallion, but basically you just take your strap, lock it in there, depress it, it pops right in there, and it's awesome. But I have all kinds of stuff from Peak Design. I have the slide, I have the leash, I want to get some of their backpacks. They've got a messenger bag, and they've got a day pack that I would absolutely die to get. So Peak Design, listen, if you guys want me to rep your stuff, I would love to have some Peak Design stuff. Like I mean, I can't say enough about it. It is professional gear for professional photographers. And, you know, and it's not really that expensive. I mean, the messenger bag and stuff like that, they're kind of high, but they're worth it. They're amazing. I've got friends of mine that have them, and I want one. Maybe somebody will get me one for Christmas. But so that's Peak Design. You'll love that. And, you know, I got to represent my Tennessee. And behind me, if you guys are looking, I'm about to release a studio reveal. I finally got my studio kind of looking good. I got some furniture in here, but behind me too, I guess right there I'm pointing, that is an Evo gimbal that I mount my Sony A6000 to, and basically stabilizes all my video with my Edison light bulb. I just got that. And then let's see what else is behind there. Oh, there's one of my old Nikon cameras back there. What? Represent. You know, I love Nikon, nothing wrong with it. I'm just a Sony guy now. And then, oh, there's my Alexa. You hear? Alexa, play something jazzy.
Here's a station for jazzy music, all jazz.
All
from
jazz.
Amazon Music, playing on lounge.
Alexa, turn up. Ah. See, we're in my lounge area of my studio, so basically, Alexa, stop. Had to turn her off, sorry. Anyway, I got some furniture in here now, so I'm going to do a reveal of my studio, and I've got some shoots coming in this week. I got a family coming in Thursday night. I got I'm doing a real estate shoot tomorrow night. It's really not a beautiful home. I'm gonna do some video from that too, so stay tuned. I'm gonna try to do a video on how to take better real estate photography. Some of you guys that are interested. So, you know, it's an easy way you make a little cash with your photography, and you know, you just got to have an eye for it. And I really love real estate photography. But I'm going to do a reveal of my studio, and I'm hoping you guys are going to like it. Like I said, we're pretty much up and ready. We've been shooting things down here, but I really am really excited. Now, I do have my 27-inch Dell monitor back there. That thing I've had for a long time. I'm going to switch that out eventually and get an Apple 27 iMac back there, because my 21.5 is upstairs. And but I definitely want to upgrade that, so it looks cool. And I don't even know if that's going to stay. I just got it up there right now. But but my studio's ready to kind of reveal. I need a few little other pieces in the kitchen, like a little coffee bar and things like that. So when my clients come in and they're kind of feeling a little down and need some caffeine, they can get their little Keurig, get a little K-cup refreshment. And I got my fridge and everything's good to go in there. And you know, I'm really proud of how it looks down here. I even got me some new accent pillows. I got to show you. Hold on. This is an accent pillow. Yeah. I had a Cabela's gift card, represent Cabela. Got a Cabela gift card. And if you guys follow my photography, that's pretty much one of my logos. I've switched it up a couple of times, but you know, you can never have too many logos or watermarks. But my watermark looks like a buckhead, because you know, I'm a hunter. I am a Tennessee boy. I'm a little country, if you can't tell from my accent. But
I got some accent pillows. What?
And so those are in here. And I got some new chairs. Just looking really cool, man. I mean, for a good old redneck boy that shoots photography, I got a pretty nice little studio down here, like I say. So I'm real proud of it. Can't wait to show it to you. Anyway, that's all for part 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you like my videos. Please, please, please hit the subscribe button. Look for more videos. I know these are a lot of me talking. I hope to show you videos and with pictures and things, but sometimes it's just cool to sit around and talk about gear. Okay. Oh, and I got a newer video monitor that I've got plugged into my A7 II that I'm looking at myself right now, and I look horrible. My face is broken out, but it's all good, because you know what? You know, I'm gonna get that taken care of, because I can't be doing videos with you know, some middle-aged bumps on my face. We can't do that. And I got my little Rode mic on there, and I'm actually got 2 little tripods here. One with my camera is just screwed onto the top because it's just awesome, and then one with my monitor viewer there, my live video display there. So that's it from Napier Photography. Sony A9. You just I love you. I love you, Sony A9. I love Sony. All things Sony. Not getting paid by you guys, but I do love your products. And you know, as a professional photographer, I need my gear to work for me. I need it to always hit. I need it to be on point, and you guys do that for me. So I really appreciate it, Sony. And thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, and please share my videos. I'd love to, you know, to get a lot of people watching what we're doing, so we get new content. And hopefully my son, he's a lot better looking than me, is going to join me in some of these videos, and we'll talk to you guys about tips and tricks about photography. Anyway, that's it for Napier Photography, and we are out.